What's up everybody, it's a Crazy Ox. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be going over the regular weekly updates. Festival of the Lost 2020 has come to a close, leading into the last 2 weeks of the season, which will lead into Beyond Light, which I am beyond excited for. And speaking of Beyond Light, after the weekly update, we will be going over kind of the highlights of Bungie's ViDoc that they put out today on Beyond Light. There was a lot of cool stuff revealed, a lot of exciting stuff coming into play. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the regular updates here with Vanguard. Alright, in Vanguard, starting off here with regular strikes, you're going to have an Arc Singe, so throw on your Arc subclass, jump into 3 strikes, knock those out real quick for an easy piece of pinnacle gear. Then in Nightfall the Ordeal, we're going to have Lake of Shadows this week, one of the arguably easiest and quickest to run of the strikes. So if you're planning on going for a Grandmaster strike or anything like that, trying to farm exotics, this one is the one to do it on. It's going to reward you with the Malicious Birthright if you can hit that 100,000 score, as well as a piece of pinnacle gear. But if you can't hit that mark, at least knock 3 of them out for some pinnacle gear, powerful gear. Then in the Nightfall section, we have the Exodus Crash, which will reward you with the Impact Velocity, the Arms Dealer, which will reward you with the Tilt Fuse. Both of those are Sparrows, if you're not aware. And then the Scarlet Keep is the third, which does not have any Nightfall specific rewards. Then taking a peek at Gambit, as usual, knock out your 3 Gambit matches between Gambit and Gambit Prime. That'll give you a piece of pinnacle gear. Also keep in mind the changes coming in Beyond Light. Captains are being replaced by flanks, invading time is being spaced out a little bit more, and the boss fight at the end is going to be a little bit quicker with more of a mini-boss feel. In the Reckoning, it's going to be the Swords this week, which will reward you with Last Man Standing, Night Watch, Lonesome, Soul Survivor, and the Tier 3 reward being Just In Case. In Crucible, you can knock out your regular 4 core matches here for some easy pinnacle gear, or you can play Clash and Showdown as the rotators, which will reward powerful gear. Let's hop into the Moon here. As usual, plenty to do. We've got the Luna's Calling mission for Eris for powerful gear. We've got the defeating Nightmares on the Moon for more powerful gear. We've got the 3 Nightmare Hunts, which this week are the Fanatic, Crota, and Omnigul. 3 of those will give you another piece of powerful gear, or completing one of them on Master difficulty can give Pinnacle. You also have your replayable story mission here, Beyond. Ironic with Beyond Light coming up. But that'll give you another piece of powerful gear. Or then, last but not least, you have your Garden of Salvation for pinnacle gear, as well as your Pit of Heresy and Prophecy dungeons for more pinnacle gear. This week in Escalation Protocol, Baklatour is the boss, which can reward any of, the submachine gun, the shotgun, or the sniper. It doesn't do one in specific. We have Aronak, the Ogre, in the Heroic Menagerie this week. And then we have the Ascendant Challenge in the Bay of Drowned Wishes. Also, we haven't had Flashpoint visit EDZ in a while, but it looks like it has this week. So be sure to jump onto the EDZ, knock out your heroic adventures, bounties, lost sectors, public events, whatever you want to do to get that Flashpoint knocked out. And that should be all we have to go over for the regular updates here. Let's just jump into Eververse real quick before I jump into the ViDoc from Bungie, and then we can get things wrapped up. Alright, this week in the Eververse offerings, we're going to start with the Silver as usual. We have the Boo emote, still kind of sticking to some of the Halloween event. Wow, that's a big one. Okay. 9 Lives Shell, if you were a cat person. the Desmodus ship, By Candlelight emote, the Howling Ghost projection, and the daily offering being the Ophiuchus shell. Let's stick with that. The Ophiuchus shell. Say it with confidence and let it be true. Okay. Bright Dust. We have the spell of Abolition. Reminds me of like Doctor Strange. The Stonecraft's Amalgam shell. Interesting. The Fanged projection. And Skelligal. And last but not least, in the lower Bright Dust section, we have the Ghastly Durance emote. We have the Summoning Ritual. The Spider Mask. The Jensum Relic shell. The Necrobeast Sparrow. The 3 to 8 ship. The Hyvolantern projection. The Shattered Shrieker transmat effect. The Arachnophile transmat effect. The Soul's Knot transmat effect. And then we've seen all of these shaders, but we went through pretty quickly, so I'll go ahead and show them just in case anybody is interested. Chrome Stock, Basalt Toxic, which is what I have been using on this armor with the Cauldron mask, the Boiling Cauldron. It's a nice shader. The Shadow Strike. I wouldn't expect the blue to show up out of those colors, but okay. And then the Dark Fluorescence, which is somehow not bright orange like it shows up here. Alright, and that about covers it for this week. If you were just tuning in for regular weekly updates, we are all wrapped up, and I'll let you get on out of here. But if you wanted to tune into the Bungie ViDoc, but don't want to watch the, I believe, like 15 or 20 minute video or something, I do have a short little recap of the important moments here.
Beyond Light's really the beginning of a new...
So first of all, what the heck is this thing? It's obviously coming like out of the pyramid. I don't know if it's some sort of like vessel or ship or more of a weapon or what, but you know, for all those people saying, oh, we're still not going to get to see like anything from the darkness or the pyramids this season. It's just all going to be about the Deepstone Crypt and Clovis Bray and, you know, the Stasis Fallen, all that stuff. I mean, I definitely think we're going to get to see a lot more of the pyramid ships and learn a lot more about the darkness, you know, through this season. I don't think we're going to have to wait anymore. And I honestly think we may get to go back on one this season. And I'm talking about that one in the background of this shot.
Adventure. Guardians for the longest time.
But 2 names from Fast and the Furious.
All right, we have Shahan with his mask off, which disproves the people that thought that this was Uldren. But besides that, if you didn't keep up with the content, Shahan is basically going to be the new kind of walkthrough vendor for new lights coming into the game. Instead of starting the usual way, they're going to start off, you know, meeting Shahan in the Cosmodrome, and he's going to have these bounties and stuff to teach them how to play the game and walk them through the controls and whatnot.
Shahan.
Thank the light. I didn't think we had other Guardians on patrol here.
What?
Osiris is in trouble.
Not going to get my hopes up, but this kind of looks like the Dreadnought. You can see nightmares floating in the top left corner if you look closely. Even if it isn't the Dreadnought, though, pay close attention here because this next part is huge.
And of course, you're his only hope.
We warned you it was going to be dangerous down here. Impossible.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this moment for so long for him to come back. I love Uldren. I loved Cade even more, but Uldren is just the villain that you love to hate. He's such a good character. I love his storyline and his development, and I can't wait to see how it goes further and how we work with him throughout the storyline.
Forth, and that's going to question how we look at him, how we look at ourselves, how we look at the light, how we look at darkness.
In Season of the Hunt, we're partnering with the Crow and Osiris to take down the High Celebrant. It's creating these cryptoliths around the system, and those cryptoliths are attracting Elixian Cabal and corrupting them. So Xivu Arath is essentially corrupting herself and army, and it's our job to put a stop to it.
I'm really excited to see Xivu Arath fleshed out more and to find out more about her relationship with Savathun.
All right, wow. Xivu Arath and Uldren being added in a single expansion. Two major characters coming into the game at the same time. This is looking really good so far for Beyond Light. Yeah, I'm super excited. If you don't know who Xivu Arath is, she is one of Oryx's sisters. So the big three is Oryx, Savathun, and Xivu Arath. Of course, we're getting Savathun and the Witch Queen, but it looks like we're also going to get to see some of Xivu Arath finally, who we haven't seen pretty much at all. So I'm very interested in that. I'm very interested to see how the season plays out doing those objectives, because I figured the season would be mainly focused on Europa, but it seems like it's also going to have a big focus on kind of the Tangled Shore and Dreaming City with the Uldren, or aka the Crow, storyline.
And what that means for Year 4 of Destiny.
Savathun has been placing dominoes, and at the end of Year 4, she's going to knock down the dominoes. We're going to see what she's been really up to. And so this year, she's putting the last pieces in place.
Wow, guys. Yeah, definitely, if you want to see the full thing, go over to Bungie's YouTube page. It is on the Bungie page, not the Destiny one. It kind of threw me off at first, but it is on Bungie's YouTube page. Go check it out. There's a lot of great information in there. I kind of just went over all of the major new stuff. But if you haven't been following updates on like the TWABs and stuff, then you probably have missed a couple things that would also be included in the video, like the aspect fragments and the stasis abilities and, you know, some other general storyline and update stuff like that. But yeah, a lot to go over. We're getting Uldren, we're getting Xivu Arath. It looks like we're going to have a couple different storylines going on at once during Beyond Light, besides just the European storyline. But yeah, that is crazy that they're bringing two major characters into the game like that at once. We do have a final, name for the season. It is Season of the Hunted, and the objective of the season is going to be working with Uldren to stop Xivu Arath, creating an army in the, Dreaming City and Tangled Shore. But, of course, the main storyline is going to be focused on Europa with getting our stasis powers and trying to stop the House of Darkness from getting a foothold there with their newfound abilities. So a lot to go over. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Guys, we're only 2 weeks away from it dropping, and I'm getting super hyped. I know you guys are too. So let me know, as usual, if there's anything you'd like me to include in future videos. If there's any other types of videos you'd like to have included besides just like my usual updates and breakdowns and whatnot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you next time. Have a fantastic day.